in the time you could watch a movie, say Marvel's Endgame that's out, the Avengers, pick your movie, it doesn't matter. But by the time you could watch a movie, instead you could be changing your life. So what am I talking about? I'm going to show you. That's right. In the time it takes to watch a movie, you could be planting a garden. And a garden actually will change your life. It doesn't have to be a big garden. It doesn't have to be something that overwhelms you. You need to grow a garden that fits your life and fits the time you have available. My garden is about 35 by 28 feet. It's fenced in. I have landscape fabric this year everywhere, really good landscape fabric from Bootstrap Farmer. It covered my entire garden and I still have probably 40 feet left. I got tired of weeds. Weeds are my enemy in the garden. So this is probably going to take me less time to plant stuff than it does to watch a movie actually. So I'm planting some starts. Some of the starts are things I've grown inside. Some I've got from a local fundraiser sale for scholarship stuff. So I got some tomatoes here, some squashes, some loofah. There's some milkweed that I'm going to plant in the flower garden. And I have a bunch more stuff. So let me show you what my starts are. Some slicing cucumbers, some bell pepper. I have more tomatoes. These are green zebra. More peppers. I got jalapeno and nardello. I got this at a fundraiser sale. I'm not sure what a nardello pepper is, but I got it. I got some pollinator seeds to plant. That'll be in the flower garden. I got more tomatoes, more peppers, and watermelon. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant all of my starts, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm planting, direct sowing, just seeds. I have plenty of seeds to plant, and I guarantee in probably less than half a movie, I'm gonna be done planting. So let's get to planting. Green zebra, cherry tomato. So I went ahead and I was able to plant a lot of my starts, my tomatoes, my peppers, some of my squashes. The next thing I'm going to do a lot of direct seeding. The wind just blew something down in my greenhouse that's not doing too well. So I am going to be doing a lot of direct seeding. This here is corn that I've grown for 2 years now. This is popcorn, so it's pretty cool. We can dry it, we can make popcorn out of it, and I save a few of the cobs, and then I have more popcorn every year. I'm also going to be growing some okra. Last year I grew okra for the first time, loved it. I've had okra before, but growing it yourself is so awesome. Easy plant, beautiful plant to grow, and there's plenty of seed for me, even in a single pod, for me to grow tons of okra. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then I have, what else do I have? I have a random garlic bulb that I'm gonna go ahead and plant because I planted my garlic a while ago and I guess I missed this one. I'm gonna throw it in the ground, see if it comes up. I think it will. It already wants to. You can see the green on it. So I'm gonna throw that in the ground. Something cool. My wife was able to collect some passion flower for me, or some maypops. I'm gonna plant these on a trellis. It's a beautiful flower, passion flower, if you've seen it before. And I have a friend that has a cider business, and he wants to make a cider using passion flower fruits. The fruits are edible. I haven't really had one before, but I think in a cider it would be pretty cool and pretty interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant that, and then I have all of these other seeds I'm going to direct sow. I'll probably get some more plants and maybe start some plants indoors. I did start some indoors and I had a few I planted, but honestly I just got so busy with other things I'm doing that sometimes you don't have time to do everything you want, so you got to make a choice on what you really want to do. But let's go ahead and plant these seeds. So now that I got some of my starters planted and my seeds, there's two treasures inside the barn that are really gonna help me with my garden. One is in the loft, and it's been there for, I guess, ever since we bought the property. The last owner had them, and I just haven't used it. So I'm gonna pull it out. We're gonna see what that treasure is that's up in the loft. And then the second treasure is a homemade, what should I say? Homemade, well, it's a homemade treasure. Let's just leave it at that. But let's go ahead and check out what's inside the loft. So here's what one of the treasures that's been up in our loft for several years actually. I'm finally using it. This soaker hose. This soaker hose is gonna really help me with watering in the morning. I'm probably still going to do some, I guess, manual spraying of the garden with water and such. We get a lot of rain here even in the summer sometimes, so sometimes I don't really have to water my garden that often. But I'm using landscape fabric, and that landscape fabric is actually very permeable, so water can soak through it, and it retains moisture. So I'm pretty excited because I'm gonna have a lot less weeds, and I'm gonna have soil that is able to retain moisture a lot more. So let's go ahead and lay out this soaker hose. I don't think it's gonna cover my entire garden, but it's gonna do a nice chunk of it. And here is the second treasure from the barn that's gonna help me with my garden, and that's used animal bedding. So there's a little bit of manure in here, a lot of urine. Yes, I'm holding it. But urine is good for the garden, lots of nitrates. This is also going to hold in moisture, and it's gonna keep down weeds for the places where I don't have landscape fabric. So for like my strawberries and my asparagus and my garlic, I don't have any landscape fabric. So this is going to be reused as mulch, and that's really gonna help my garden. So let's go ahead and mulch those areas, and then we'll do a quick little tour of the start of my garden 2019. So here's the start of my garden. As you can see, got my animal bedding there on the places where I don't have my landscape fabric. I am already excited about using this landscape fabric. This is the heavy duty stuff. This is not that cheap plastic. These are pre-made holes. I think it's really gonna help my garden out as far as weeds. That's my biggest problem, like I think I said at the beginning of the video. So I got my starts. I laid down my soaker hose, which only gets part of the garden, But especially in the summertime when the plants are really tall, like my corn and my okra, that'll be a nice way to get to the roots. So this is the start of my garden 2019. Again, it doesn't look like much. There's not much to show you. I will be adding some more starch from inside, some more, I guess, tomatoes and peppers very soon. But I probably have 30 different things in this little garden growing right now. So for me and my family, that's pretty exciting. And I actually just harvested something. I just harvested asparagus. So I guess that's my first harvest of the year, is some asparagus. So thanks for tuning in, and keep on gardening, and stay tuned for more homesteading adventures.
I think she knows it all.